how does the production process work?
Depends all on what you're making, really. Is that what you mean? Like,
Yeah, say it's a branding for a festival.
Well, we work in this studio to like something that we've tried to hone over the years, which is like, no one ever refers to it unless you're presenting it to a client, but it's like a bit of an explore, plan, create, apply thing it's called. So like the first bit's to find out about the client, what they need. The next bit's about planning what we're going to do for them and what that's going to be made as. Create is when you come up with the ideas, design the logo, do all that shit. And apply is when you actually create the book and the banners and stuff. So the production process, like of a piece of print, like a prospectus or a big program or whatever, is like, actually it's making me realise there's lots of little mini processes going on. Like if you lay out a book, there's like another stage in the process which will be like, let's say it's all signed off, you've then got to run the whole thing through, make sure it's ready for print. We've got this mad thing, like stupid thing we do in this studio that I don't think anyone in the whole world does, which is where you open up every freaking image and you save it in Photoshop to the size it goes in the book, because no one trusts the software InDesign to make the image the size in the best way, because a retoucher told us that years ago. So you do all of that and then it goes off to print, and quite often we'll go on press passes and just check it on press, and sometimes we'll do finishing passes and check the binding and stuff. So with high production jobs like that, we'll do stuff like that. But simpler jobs, simpler print jobs, you don't need to do stuff like that, flyers and stuff. Online's another one that's got another process of its very own, really. So the production process of an online project is massive, because it's all that explore, plan, create, apply thing is like, the planning bit is the web plan. And then your wireframing, where you don't really design the site, you just do it in grey boxes. They approve that, and then you start to skin it. They approve that, and then it goes to a program, because we don't have programmers in-house. So programmers for us are almost like, it's almost like the print process, where it goes over to someone, they've got to make it real, and then you've got like loads of ironing out to do. So right off.
The final act.
That's all gone.
I'm trying to find some workflowy ones while we're doing that, before we get into the other bits and pieces. Here's a good one. Are there any issues finding a balance between creativity and profitability? If so, does it affect your design process?
Oh my God, there's massive... I would say that's probably one of the biggest issues in any commercial studio ever. Like, because a budget is so attached to every job you do, it's like, how do you get... There's like a few things going on in there. There's like, the budget will dictate how much time you've got. The time will dictate how creative you can be. And also, like, the clients, like the other sort of like spin-off from that, like, who are they? And do they even want something creative? And if they don't, how can you like trick them into sort of taking something creative? But it's like the most massive thing that I think certainly when we've done projects where there's not very much budget available, what happens then is the process gets loads compressed, and it's all about delivering on time, and can you do it quickly, and can you do it quickly? And what that means is you haven't really got much time to experiment with anything. There are other projects where what we'll do is we'll just admit we're going to lose money on them, and because we'll almost invest in the project a bit of creativity, if that makes sense. Like we're doing a project at the moment for the parklands out here, and they need to raise 45 grand a year to pay for it. The council don't pay for it. It's a community group. I presented the ideas to a set of mums basically, and they've got no money because it's just volunteers. So they're paying us a bit. It's a project they're doing through Nesta. But to make the project work, we've just had to hold our hands up and go, to make the project work, there needs to be quite a lot of creative ways to raise money. It's not even design really, it's more design thinking, like asking why how can it be done, and who can we get involved. And we've just had to hold our hands up and go, we're going to lose money on this. But there are tons of projects where I've seen it happen. I've seen it when there ain't much time, so you can't really be that creative. So what comes out the other end is we've got 1 or 2 projects, sad to admit, that maybe are a little bit, it's like that fail-safe thing of going, we know that'll work, so I'll just do that, and we know the client will go for it. We do quite a lot of work for this company of pubs, this guy who owns all of these pubs, and he's come to us in the last month with 4 logos he needs. But we've got to a point now, because we've done so many of them, we know what he likes, we know how to get ideas through quickly. But every studio's got that. I remember going to a studio once when I was a student and having an interview, and they were calling it the drawer of shame. And I don't think we have got a drawer of shame. We're quite, because the quality is still important, even if it's a quick job. But the budget and time and creativity thing is it's a wrestling match. I think, total wrestling match.